Welcome to another episode of Knicks and Six. Alan Hahn and Monica McNutt joining you. And Hahn, first of all, what a year this squad is having.
Yeah, I mean, you think about when this season started, what our expectations might have been, even our hopes might have been. I don't think we would have really seriously talked about where they are right now. The second half of this season, Monica, has been something special. And what you want to now see is, can they carry that into the postseason, which we haven't seen in quite a long time?
Well, a big key in terms of what they are potentially going to do in the postseason is the topic of this episode of Knicks and Six. And it is the top 6 reasons that Julius Randle should be all NBA this year. So I'm going to kick it off, Hahn. And I have said on MSG PM more than once that I'm willing to make the case that Julius Randle should be considered for MVP as well, especially for those folks that are seriously considering Steph Curry, considering where the Warriors are standing. I digress. Here's the deal. More people think like me, right, that are media that will vote on MVP. If he gets at least 5 MVP votes, that same folks will be voting on all NBA. To me, if he can get 5 MVP votes, then he's easily one of the top 15 guys in the league and can find a spot on an all NBA team. It's a no-brainer.
No doubt about it. That's what all the media is talking about as well, just how well he's played and that he could get some MVP votes. And you know how you do it? One of the most important abilities you could have, availability. And that's what he's had. So my first one will be the fact that he's missed just 1 game, that he leads the league in minutes per game. So he's available for his team. Not only he's putting up stats, and I'll talk about that in a minute, he's also making sure he's on the court a lot for the success the team has had, 37.3 minutes per game, number 1 in the league. And he's also logged the most minutes of any player in the league this season at 2,538. The guy number 2, Jokic from Denver, he's 2.5 games behind when it comes to total minutes played. So that just shows you how available Julius Randle has been.
All that concern about Tibbs running his guys into the ground, not an issue here. All right, so I got another one for you, and I would lose points for using the word narrative with our guy Tony Reality on Around the Horn, but I'm going with it here, and it's not just narrative, but it's also history. The Knicks are on the brink of the playoffs for the first time since 2013. That's 8 years, and Julius Randle is leading him. Come on, man. The whole NBA is better when the Knicks are better. You're a leader of the Knicks franchise in the playoffs. Got to be all NBA.
Yeah, just again leading the Knicks to the playoffs and ending the drought like that. That kind of effort certainly is one to consider. How about the fact, though, as a team, the Knicks, that's the best defensive team in the league. They are. All statistical categories that you can look at, they are either number 1 or top 3. Well, who leads the way? Julius Randle. You know what he is in defensive win shares? I'll give you some nerd numbers, Monica, if you're ready for them. Defensive win shares. That means basically you're on the floor, it's having an impact positively on defense, the team is winning. He's number 2 in the league at 4.1. Number 1 will be the guy I think is going to win Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, at 4.9. Ask me how many other players are at least 4 or higher in defensive win shares in the league. How many more? No more. That's it. Just those 2 guys. So not only are we going to talk offense with Julius Randle, we can talk that he's also a big part of the defensive success that this team has had. So he's number 2 in defensive win shares, and overall win shares, by the way, he's top 15. Wait a minute. How many players make the All-NBA team? 15. Case closed.
I love that you gave me numbers, because all I was going to say is that he's the best engine on this whole team, offense or defense. Put him on the thing. Okay, more rational numbers. Things to consider, and besides just my emotional attachment to this squad, you got some names. He's in the company of some really elite guys in terms of guys that have performed at a 2010 level, 20 points and at least 10 boards, and the Knicks team has been in the playoffs. So check out this company. Your boy, Patrick Ewing, Bob McAdoo, and Willis Reed. Come on, man. Just come on. The history, the numbers, the names. Come on, let's go.
That's all Hall of Famers, if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty good company in Knicks history, so that's a good one as well. You know what? I got more numbers for you. It has to do with offense, because I know you like offense. I like offense as well. And I'll go with your 2010, and I'll raise you 5 assists as well. 5 assists and a 40% shooting from three-point range, which for Julius Randle, most improved player, I think we can already engrave the trophy for him this year, right? Definitely. So considering he wasn't a great three-point shooter this year, he's turned himself into that. So I'll give you a 2010 5 assists, shooting 40% from three-point range. So I looked up to see a list of players in the current NBA right now in this season who are averaging a 20, 10, 5 assists, plus shooting over 40% from three. You know how big that list is? It's not a list. Julius Randle, that's the list. That's it. The only player to do that, and we know how much we value three-point shooting. And you know what? I said, well, okay, so he's the only one this season doing it. But I mean, all right, who's done it before? All right, so Julius Randle, Larry Bird, that's the list. So look at the company he's in. That's the kind of season he's having. So when you make that case, it's pretty clear he should be All-NBA because he's having an All-NBA kind of season.
This is an absolute no-brainer, and I also would like to take this moment to plug my favorite nickname for Julius Randle, which Kaz gave him, Cornrow Larry Bird, which is a fitting. It's so fitting.
It is fitting. I didn't even give up the stat when he's got the braids in. They're way over 500 now. The braid stat became a real thing. In fact, so much that his teammates won't let him take them out. Love it.
This team has been absolutely incredible to watch, and it is not over yet. Han, it's always good to kick it with you. I'm Monica McNutt. This has been Knicks and 6. Go Knicks.